Welcome back. Let's find out if we've got anything wrong so far. For that, we're going to Mike Baker. So, Mike, what have you got for us tonight, Old Sport?
First of all, you got a sincere apology from me because I was absolutely wrong on the quality of the stories so far. They turned out to be stellar. We've been getting calls down here in America's Newsroom commenting and complimenting us for the quality of these stories. So I take back every single word of what I said at the beginning, and hopefully that didn't cause at the beginning millions of viewers to switch off right then and there.
Well, you know, Mike, it's good to know, even though we are taped early and nobody knows that we're on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So those calls were just made up on your part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I called them during the commercial,
honestly,
right?
I hadn't read the stories at the beginning, so I didn't know.
Why am I not surprised?
I had to say something because they started the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go first of all to are the rich getting richer, and do we really care if we're rich? First of all, I think it's important. I'm not sure whether you can see this or not, so I'm gonna hold it up a couple of different ways until I get a thumbs up in my look at that. First of all, this is the tax burden of rich folks, and I think what this shows is clearly when you try to map this out, that it shows exactly what you were talking about, which is that the rich are not getting richer. Here we have the median. The red line would, of course, be the median, and we see where that's going. You've got the cosine up here, and then as anybody who's been involved in production of graphs knows, in the middle you've got the Fenster curve, which verifies what you get from the rest of that. So I think that very much ends the argument. Over here we've got the fiscal policy crap curve, which is actually very important. And what this shows is the percentage of crap along this line, and down here you have the depth of crap as measured in meters, because we've switched over to the metric system. And here you've got the Democrats in the red line. You've got the Republicans represented by the purple line. And by the way, I'd like to thank the Fox graphics department for all the assistance this evening.
You know, Mike, this reminds me of those menus you can get at McDonald's that divorced dads give their kids to draw on. But anyway, go ahead with your charts.
Well, so what I'm pointing out, and I'd like to thank the Fox graphics department. But what I'd like to point out, of course, obviously the important points here are the SPIWAC crap intersectors, the points where the two lines cross on any crap curve. That's really where you need to focus your attention. Finally, I created a average consumer basket of goods just to show how much the rich that we have been suffering. And here I've got an average consumer basket of goods. We've got the G5 lease. As you can see, the increase has been astounding this past year. We've got the yacht gas, which frankly is just starting to piss me off, and it's not going to get any better, as I understand from Fox Business News. It just constantly goes. So watch that line. And I won't be taking as many trips as I thought. Rare brandy, thankfully, hasn't increased as much as I expected. And finally, we've got staff over here. And staff costs are just killing me this year. So
have you had to lay off any of your staff, Mike?
Well, I've told Bill that he needs to stop hanging around the house. He's been expecting payment. He doesn't really do much for me. And but no, other than that, I've managed to keep everybody on.
Well,
I've cut their benefits. But
don't you prove my point then that as a rich guy, you keep people employed?
No. Hold on. Mike never hired me as staff. He just gave me a staph infection.
Yeah. All right. That's true.
No
if you want to split hairs,
Mike, that was awesome. You retained the 6 math geeks as viewers tonight during that section.
You do have succulent lips, don't you, Paul?
Suckable. Here I come.
I see what Bill's been talking about. Andrea,
you have great blue eyes.
Andrea, or as I said originally, Andrea, you mentioned that Obama is very rich, very, very rich. You said very, very rich. And then you said about $5 million. And were you referring to the $5 million for book income or total?
For his book, Dreams of My Father.
Exactly, because as it turns out, we've done some research, because that's what we do here.
I hope you have a graph.
Do you have a graph?
I don't have a graph, but his 2010 returns, he had a combined $1,795,000 in income. That's combined for both he and Michelle. So there you have it. 2009.
Well, I make more than he does.
Does that count the money he got from Tony Rezko to buy the house? See, even Obama goes to rich guys and asks even richer guys for things.
Well,
can you help me buy the land next to my house?
I know. He's called me a couple of times. 2009, $5 million. 5.5 million actually. But here's the interesting thing: his net worth total, basically at this point,
2009 would have
10
been
million.
The book money showed up in 2009.
10 million.
You know,
10 million.
but here's the big hypocrisy: the people that go through your life raising taxes, when they get out of office, they're waiting for the big payoff. I mean, how much is Clinton worth? Billion, probably 100 million.
Yeah, but what's weird is he took the book advance while he was president, which had a lot of people shaking their heads. But I guess he's Obama; he can do what he wants. Rich guy.
Well, we don't want to spin off into some you know. I don't have a dog in this hunt, so I'm in fact also I have to
and
remind you.
And you're not Iranian,
it's the halftime show.
But Mike,
yeah.
you were in the green room. You were saying that it bothered you that a Kenyan could get so rich.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, but I think I'm going to take that back now. So
you're just talking about the marathon.
Hey, Paul, you asked a very good question actually, which is you know, how much does it cost to degunk muffins from a hot tub? And so I went to the internet and did some research.
Hey, Mike, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
I'm editing that part out of the show, just to let you know.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right,
Well,
now
anyway,
move on.
but when I typed in degunk muffins from hot tub, then Google.
You just realized, do you realize, Mike, that we have to edit that out again?
Right, I know. But then the computer asked me, do you mean drunk muffins from hot tubs? So I don't know where to go with it. Anyway, clearly, I believe that's a sign of artificial intelligence at work. Anyway, I also
don't have
went
to stay here until 11:30 to edit the show. Thank God for that.
I also, just so you know, on your story about dodgeball, kickball, wiffle ball, and all that crap, I went to for tips on how to turn your kids into big muffins. I went to whatabunchofmuffins.com, and it gave me instructions on how to keep dodgeball safe. And among other tips, it says separate players by age, size, or skill level. Make sure the dodgeball itself is malleable and lightweight. Encourage the throwing player to aim for the Dodgers' bodies and not their heads, and keep a close eye over the game and pull any overly aggressive players aside. All very worthwhile tips, I believe. I've got questions for Larry, but I am told I have no time.
Maybe you could talk more about
muffins.
All right, thanks,
you realize
Mike.
we're going to have to take that
Jeremy Piven is dying for the new season of Entourage to begin. But first, looks to me like people are drinking beer. Bet the story will be about people drinking beer. But I could be wrong. I was in the bathroom when the story was pitched. They're covering their behinds by building a few turbines. I speak of some internet company, Google, I believe, who says they recently invested $100 million in a wind farm in Oregon, a state. And it's just the latest in the juice-sucking super firm's efforts to invest in alternative power. And I say yay. To date, they put $350 million towards clean energy, including a solar plant in Germany and another on Mars. What? Google says when completed, the Oregon facility will be the largest wind farm in the world next to Keith Olbermann's sauna and generate enough power to energize 235,000 homes. Anyway, let's discuss this in lightning round. Oh, that was quick. What do you make of this? Silly, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's their money.
Hey, listen, it's you know, it's their money, and the problem is going to be that every time you go to turn something on, you're going to get a message that says, "Did you mean to turn that light on?"
Very clever, I think. Andrea, isn't building wind farms in a way like building ant farms? It's kind of like interesting and fun, but nothing comes of it.
Yeah, but I would rather have Google be building ant farms and wind farms than spying on people, which they've been, I guess, accused of doing. So I say, it's their money, let them waste it on whatever they want. And they can hire a couple people for those ant farms. Bill's already put in an application.
That's it.
I don't understand how 845 megawatts is a waste of money. I don't know why we're clapping on this.
No, $100 million for 235,000 homes.
That's an expensive.
That's an expensive. That is really, Larry. What do you make of this?
It's another example of rich people creating jobs.
Very good.
And first of all, I'm not one of those conservatives who poo-poos, you know, can you say poo-poos?
Yeah, you can say poo-poo.
You know, wind farms and all the green stuff. In the meantime, we need to drill, baby, drill. But let them spin it. Go for it, man.
I actually agree. I think that wind farms, there are problems with wind farms, but the fact that it's a private company doing what they do, I'm happier that they do it than the government.
Sure.
But the thing that gets me is environmentalists who complain about like the wetlands, protecting the wetlands because they're beautiful. But you look at Scotland, they put wind farms on the most beautiful mountains, and they're these giant white They look like electronic toothbrushes.
Terrible, yeah.
And they kill birds, Bill.
Yeah, but
they
to
kill
some
birds.
environmentalists, they are beautiful, Greg.
You know what kills more birds than wind farms?
What?
Cats. They did a study on it. It's true. Cats still kill more birds.
What are you doing down there?
I'm playing with part of Pinch.
Oh, okay.
Way to lift the curtain, Greg. Now people understand how it's all done.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going
I'm
on.
sorry, kids out there who thought Pinch was real. We've ruined everything. No, he's not going to open his mouth right now. You know why? Because these are free. These hands are free. Come on, Pinch. And my mouth is making my voice.
All right.
So therefore, he's not working.
Next topic.
Bill, easy, Bill.
The FAA had suspended an air traffic controller for watching a movie while on the job at a regional radar center in Ohio. They have those. Apparently, his microphone was stuck on transmit for 3 minutes. So all the planes in the area heard the soundtrack to the 2007 crime thriller, The Cleaner, starring Samuel L. Jackson. Paul, what's more embarrassing, getting caught or getting caught watching that movie?
No, I completely disagree. I mean, these guys are watching better movies than I get to watch on the plane. I'm watching Big Mama 3. Like, this is not fair.
It's not fair?
At all. And I think that, you know, at the end of the day, he should have been listening to Snakes on a Plane just to scare the crap out of everybody.
Interesting. Bill, do you think if it was a good movie, like It's Complicated, he wouldn't have lost his job?
I'm outraged about this. How dare they call The Cleaner a thriller? And first of all, Big Mama's House, really? That's I never even heard of this movie. A movie must elicit thrills to be called a thriller. This crap fest went right to DVD. If anything, this guy deserved what he got by having to watch that while he was working.
Did you say BVD or DVD?
I'm wearing BVDs while I watch my DVDs.
There you go, getting VD. I
Yes.
guess. Andrea, they suspended the manager. Is that warranted? What do you make of this? Sad?
Yes, it's warranted. They should suspend him. I do give him credit for staying awake.
Yeah.
That's been a
That's a
problem.
sad thing to
That's where
take.
we are.
Like, at least
That's
you're
where
awake.
we
I know
are.
the bar has been really lowered for
Yeah.
air traffic. He was awake. He was watching a movie. Yeah, look, I think they need to get rid of him. I think they need to fire anyone. It's too important of a job. My brother's a pilot.
But give the guy a break. I mean, every day I got to make sure people don't die. Night in and night out.
It's a lot of pressure.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
You know, I went up one time. I will not say where.
Yeah.
I went up to give them my my ID and my ticket, and I stood there.
Yeah.
I stood there, and I stood there, and the lady reading the Glamour magazine. I went, and she finally read the last paragraph, put it down, and checked my ID. I'm not paying her to read Glamour magazine, and I'm not paying this doofus, the dog's name, to sit there and read that.
Granted,
I think he should be fired, fined.
Granted, you were in the offices of Glamour, though. You weren't at an airport.
Well, that doesn't make any difference.
You had a bunch of luggage there.
That's good. I could come back with nothing.
I just think, it's kind of weird. It's such a great job being an air traffic control. It's like playing a video game.
You're up high. You can see everywhere.
It's like a really slow video
Have you
game.
ever seen Pushing 10?
Yes.
People cheat on each other. It's high stress. Angelina Jolie invariably develops an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
Not wearing pants. It's a great job.
All right, we got to move on. To mark the upcoming royal wedding, a British company has brewed the first beer laced with Viagra. You know this is BS. It's called Royal Virility Performance, and they claim drinking 3 bottles of it is the equivalent of taking 1 Viagra pill. Larry, seems like a lot of work. Why not just take the Viagra?
It's easy.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
63, it works wonders. I think, notwithstanding the royal
Yes,
wedding
it does.
thing, you should know, Lips. I'm sorry, that will never.
That was so awesome.
No, the name.
We have a love connection.
Go on.
I think first of all, royalty. I mean that I don't like that. Royalty, my hind leg. The name Royal, whatever it was. I think they should have a better name. I wrote down a couple.
What?
Up and away.
Nice.
Drink up and hurry up.
Ah, interesting, because that's what you're thinking. Hurry up when you actually take Viagra.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
If you
you're
have
trying
to
to time it perfectly for the ride home.
Well, beer kind of
Yeah.
does this to life, and Viagra does this.
It does that to your hand? Hey, Andrea, is this
We're that flat here? Really?
Is this the perfect thing to tie into the royal wedding?
I think so. But, you lived in England, Greg.
Yes.
I don't think those horny Brits need any help. Do you?
No, that's true. If
Right?
anything, they need an anti-Viagra. They need an anti-Viagra. Paul,
They
combining
have that,
Viagra.
Russell Brand.
True, he
He's
could stop.
not hot.
Yeah, he's not. He's scary. Very scary. Paul, combining Viagra with getting drunk, won't this lead to a lot of unnecessary sex by ugly old people?
Yeah, I think it will. But, you know, the thing that strikes me is they think that he needs some, the prince needs some kind of stimulant to have sex with his wife on his wedding night. He's an ugly turd. She's the one that needs a stimulant.
She is quite a stunning woman.
If he takes after his father, he doesn't need any help. That man was quite the cad.
Do tell. Billy, this must destroy you because it's ruining the perfect beauty of beer. Why pollute beer with something like this?
I get it, as Larry so delicately touched on, as far as what beer does to you.
I touched what?
Nothing. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get this out of the gutter. Now,
I can't believe Bill said that.
I said it. Now, beer with Viagra, that's something. But call me when they come up with Cocagra. Then we're in business, Craig. Then we're in business.
You mean like cocoa?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Chocolate drink.
We're on the same wavelength.
I like that
What's
idea.
better than chocolate and that other stuff?
They also
All right.
have chewable Viagra in Mexico.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But you would know. All right, smuggling them in your lips. That's what you're doing. All right.
Actually explains how big they are.
Time for another break. And remember to check out the new Red Eye podcast. There's a new one every day to catch them. Go to foxnewsradio.com and click on Red Eye. Tonight we talked about, what did we talk about, Bill?
We talked about people,
I don't even know.
we talked about some things that were things,
Yes.
and we did.
Oh, you know what we talked about my mom. That's what we did.
Yes.
All right, see you later. Come back. We got more stuff. This piece of art, this is called Unicorn at Cleanup. It's beautiful. There's a little Larry Gatlin in the back there with guitar. Right. It's a sports-inspired drawing I made back in the late 70s when unicorns were finally allowed to play baseball. It was a momentous occasion. We truly have come a long way, baby. Indeed. So I received a lot of bids last night, but the leader right now is Courtney Ernster, who bid $400 for this delightful piece of art. Well done, Courtney. So the rest of you have till Friday to beat that tiny bid. So email your offer to redeye@foxnews.com to be considered. And as you know, all the money this week goes to TAPS, a nonprofit group that provides grief counseling and support programs to families of fallen soldiers. You can go to taps.org to learn more. And let's also not forget the real message here. It's not about charity. It's about me getting upgraded for free at airports. Hey, aren't you the guy who does charity? Yeah. That's me. Well, I guess there might be some room in first class. I don't want to be a burden. Oh no, Mr. Gutfeld, you do so much for America. This is the least we can do for you. I agree. Please make it a window seat and inform the attendants not to look me in the eye. That'll be it. All right, we'll close things out with the post-game wrap-up from Mike Baker, a jerk and a half tonight. And to see clips of recent shows, go to foxnews.com/redeye. Coming up tomorrow on the next Red Eye, return appearances from human rights attorney Brooke Goldstein and U.S. Army Special Forces Terry Shepard. Delightful. Time to go back to Mike Baker for the post-game wrap-up. What you got there, Mikey?
Oh, well, I'd like to go to Larry first. Unfortunately, didn't have a chance to get to you, Larry, and I apologize during the halftime. But two questions for you. Where is your next appearance, and how's your quest going currently to overtake Lady Gaga's billion-follower Twitter?
Yeah, I didn't know about that, so I looked it up. It's twitter.com/Larry Gatlin. She has over 1 billion. I have 1,432 or thereabouts. And I'm hosting the Grand Ole Opry Classics tomorrow night in Nashville at the fantastic old Ryman Auditorium, the Mother Church of Country Music. And the brothers and I are just out there singing our little tuchus song.
That's fantastic. You know, if my math is correct, you're only behind Lady Gaga by about 72. Twitters, I think. I'll double check my statistics.
Well, you should run for Tim Geithner's job. You can count like a son.
You know, I'm just going to have to edit that out, you know, Larry. Hey, Andrea. Andrea? Hello?
Andrea, yes.
I know. You always strike me as being very posh. Where can we find your latest appearances?
Well, for folks who haven't already fallen asleep, it's okay if they have. If you put them to sleep, Mike Baker, they can go to a YouTube channel, which a nice boy named Art created for me. I actually created a job, and he's helped me out, and he's putting all my appearances on there. So again, if you're asleep right now, wake up! You can find the appearance on YouTube.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the insult. That was really, really kind, considering I've been nothing but nice to you.
You got it.
So, hey, Paul,
Yes, blue eyes.
Yeah, where are you and your lips going to be this weekend?
My lips are going to be in a different place than I am. I'm going to be in a YouTube video with Andrea/Andrea on her site. Now, I'm going to be at Sacramento Punchline this Thursday through Saturday, the 21st to the 23rd in Sacramento.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Greg, that's it for me.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Special thanks, Andrea Tantaros. Always a great job. Bill Schultz, you suck. Larry Gatlin, always a delight. And Paul McCurry, well done. Your lips, fantastic. Yeah. Yes. That does it for me. My name, of course, is Greg Gutfeld. Your gateway to joy. Goodbye.